19 insane ways to use maps in Minecraft. Maps are a funny thing in Minecraft. Sure, they're nice to look at for an overhead view of your base, but they can do so much more. So for that case, let's look at some of the wackiest ways to use map art in your Minecraft worlds. And hey, the YouTube demolition team bet me that you can't subscribe to the channel before this TNT goes off. So to prove them wrong, power that red sub button down below. It's free and it helps out a ton. Oh, what's this at the crater? Well, it's an ad read. This video is sponsored by Core. Core's new online platform powered by the Unreal Engine to allow anyone, including you, to create and play PC games for free. Whether that's a marble racing game like Roll'em, an FPS game like Silly Gun Game, or my personal favorite, Tower of Terror, where you can try to climb up a randomly generated obstacle course. With a library of games that gets bigger every day, now is definitely the time to join, especially with Core's new City Building Jam. In partnership with Level 80, Core is giving creative people like you a chance at a $25,000 prize pool. All you gotta do to participate is recreate your favorite real-world cities, landscapes, monuments, landmarks, and even school campuses right in the Core engine. Details on the contest, as well as the download link to Core, are in the description below. So get started on a whole new slew of games and even create your own today. Thanks, Core. Number 1. Nothing in Minecraft quite beats that feeling of finding some diamonds while exploring a cave. At least what you thought were diamonds, but as it turns out, it's actually just a fake diamond ore put on a map. This is a great way to prank your friends. Just go down to a cave that you know that they'll explore, hide it amongst some neighboring blocks, and here's the most important, you gotta make sure that the lighting matches those of the neighboring blocks around it. Otherwise, it's just gonna look out of place. And trust me, nothing quite beats that reaction of when they go up to mine it with their pickaxe, only to knock a couple of maps off an item frame. Is it evil? Maybe, but funny? Absolutely. Number 2. Since the maps in Minecraft are able to be one perfectly flat color, you're actually able to create some pretty cool optical illusions. And folks, my favorite one of these yet probably has to be this eye that seemingly follows you wherever you walk. Whether you're off to the left or right, it's still gonna be looking right at you. And while I'm sure you all could get creative on the different ways this inanimate eye spies on your players, one that I'd particularly like to see is building this kind of eye inside of an actual guardian statue. That way, even if you're not gonna get blasted by their beam effect, it's still gonna be pretty unsettling to have this follow you around. Number 3. When you're playing on a multiplayer server and you don't have access to an ender chest, then hiding your valuables is a very big problem. My personal favorite might just be using maps to hide it in plain sight. As you can see here, if we right click right on the very edge of the map, we're able to click through into that barrel and see our diamonds. This makes for a pretty sneaky way to hide your valuables, though granted it is going to take some time to set up the map art for this. Maybe make sure to never accidentally rotate the map on top of the item frame. So keep it hidden, use it deliberately, and this device will make sure that any greedy folks you got walking around aren't going to find any of your netherite anytime soon. Number 4. While maps have an obvious use of being able to look at the top of your base, they're only really good at showing that in the moment. Because as you can see here, if we make this change on the map, it updates real time, so it's going to change right along with us. But if you decide to both make and lock a map right after you make some progress, then after a while when you look back, you've basically got a scrapbook timeline. It's pretty cool, and it's definitely a way to step up your maps to the next level. Because instead of just seeing where you are now, you get to look back down memory lane every time you walk by this wall. And if you ask me, I think that's a pretty cool way of seeing how far you've come. Number 5. As it turns out, texture packs aren't the only place you can add animated textures to Minecraft. As you can see right here, if we split this map up into 4 quadrants and then play a simple 4-frame animation, then all we gotta do is rotate it, and there you go, it's animated. Sure, it's very silly, and it's probably not the most practical form of animation, but personally this takes me back to messing around with flipbooks as a kid. And when you see some of the examples that you can do when playing around with this, it's definitely worth a shot if you got the time. And if you don't want to spend the time slaving away at animation, I guess you could just make a 4-panel comic. Number 6. The carpets in Minecraft leave a lot to be desired. I mean, when you look at them, they're all one single color. It can kind of get old quick. So if you're trying to find a better rug for your house, then actually putting together maps and item frames is a pretty cool thing to walk on. For one, it gives you a lot more of a design to work with, especially since with this you can add so many minute details that are just not possible with the standard variant. But really, what we're going for here is the illusion. If you ask me, it sells it pretty well. And it'll definitely impress some of your guests when they walk through and see that brand new welcome mat right on the floor for them. Number 7. While using maps and item frames is a really cool way to deck out your floors, they can also do quite a bit for decorating your walls. Taking a look at this, you can send yourself right back to the past with the good old decades of wallpaper. And because on the maps you have so many more pixels to play around with than a regular texture, you can make some pretty sweet designs. Just pick your ideal look to make your house look groovy, make sure it's well lit, and this is is a pretty great way to add some extra flair to your base. Plus, it'll take some time to do, meaning that it's very rare and you'll probably be the only person on the server who has it, making it both an exclusive and an exquisite thing to put in your house. Number 8. Most of the time in Minecraft, we don't go too far with maps. Maybe one or two here, but they're pretty big, so most people don't even take the time to fill them out, which is all the more reason why it looks fantastic when you put together this large world map room. Not only does it feel like you're walking around one of those preschool play mats, but if you put this in your server spawn room, then it's actually a pretty great way to give newcomers a lay of the land. And honestly, I think this looks way more impressive than just a standard tour. Just be aware, it is going to take some time to fill out each and every single map. It's just the price you pay to put on a show. Number 9. Without using third-party programs like Discord, how do you send a message to another player when they're not online? I mean, signs work, but you're not always going to be sure if they're going to read them. So really, if you're looking for a universal way to send a message, then you can actually do it through maps. As you can see, if you give every player a copy of the same map, then whenever someone updates it, they're going to send that message to everyone who has it. And look, if someone took the time to write out any kind of message to me in a 128 by 128 map, I'll definitely take the time to listen if they put in that kind of effort. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better way to talk to your buddies than this. Number 10. Now, if you've been playing Minecraft for more than a day, then you're well and aware that people shouldn't hide their things behind a painting. But if we were to switch out those paintings for instead map art of our own design, then we can start to hide our entrance in a more interesting way. For one, if we wanted to, we could copy different textures, so that's a lot more versatile than a painting. And if your server's already got a map room going, then you can hide it right there and it'll blend in perfectly. Really, as much as I think hiding your entrance behind anything like a painting is a bad idea, at least with this, we get way more variety to play around with. Number 11. Now, when you're playing in survival, there's certain blocks that you're just not going to see lying around. That is, unless you want to play a prank with one of these. As you can see, with the power of map art, we can create illegal block lookalikes. Boom, just like that, you got command blocks and bedrock in your base. How'd you do it? Well, a magician never reveals their secrets. As long as your friends don't go around trying to punch either block, then you can get away with this pretty cool way of putting them on display. So while you might not get admin privileges on that SMP anytime soon, you can at least pretend that you do. And as far as I'm concerned, that's the next best thing. Number 12. Anyone who's ever put together a shop knows just how bland signs are to use. I mean, first you gotta sell people with their eyes, folks, and this is definitely not doing that. So if you want to be a bit more creative and diversify your shop from every other one and every other server ever, then using maps as info cards is a pretty great way of doing it. Really, whether you're using this to tell people the prices at your store or how to use a redstone machine, this can convey a message a lot better than reading some text. And I gotta say, it's way more of a treat on the eyes than having to read some small black text on a dark wood oak sign. So put some of these in your world and save your friends from a lifetime having to wear glasses like me. Number 13. While Minecraft paintings might not get a lot of love all the time, they do have a pretty iconic style. So while Minecraft maps are already great for pixel art, what I'd actually say looks even cooler is taking your image and making it look like a Minecraft painting. If you match the resolution like so, then you can actually have it look just along the same lines as every other painting in the game. And believe me when I tell you that this would make a great addition to sneak in your friend's gallery. If you do the job just right, you might actually be able to squeak by without them noticing, which I think is the way you earn the title of the proper pixel Picasso. Number 14. If you're building out a base in the Nether, then looking up at that same ugly red tinted sky can get pretty old pretty fast. I mean, at least in the overworld you get clouds, that's way more of a treat to look at. So if you want to recreate that, then you can actually do such by making windows or sky illusions in your base. And it definitely puts you on the right track to turning your underground base into way more of a Caesar's palace. So if you ever get bored of the trapped in lifestyle, this might be a way to get a change of scenery without actually having to, well, change the scenery of your base. And honestly, I don't know which one would be more effort to do. Number 15. This might have to be one of my favorite map uses yet. You see, if you're willing to put in the fairly repetitive work of making 52 different cards, then you can actually play different card games in Minecraft. Just set up a table of item frames and you can go straight into playing war, poker, whatever with your friends. Luckily, because the cards are so similar, you don't have to lay out 52 different cards in your world, but rather just make a template like this, change out either the number or the suit when you're ready, and then lock each new one that you make. After that, you can make as many copies as you want and you get a fully portable deck of cards in your Minecraft world. Number 16. Nether hubs for transportation are a great idea, because clearly traveling in the Nether is so much faster than the overworld, it's completely worth it. it. But sometimes navigating around one of these things can be pretty complex. So for that case, it's worthwhile to look into this idea of making a nether hub map. As you can see here, you can lay out for any player to see the different portals and, more importantly, their destinations. And personally, for every time I've made a wrong turn in another hub and accidentally traveled thousands of blocks off course, if I'd had one of these, I wouldn't have been as likely to get lost. Number 17. One of the most classic ways to use your map art is by making an infinity room. Now, if you haven't seen it, the way that this works is that we're making full white snow-covered maps and then putting them on full bright light. Just like that, your friend gets transported into the Matrix and you have no clue which direction you're even looking at. Truly, if your friend's AFK, this is one of the classic traps to put them in. As long as they're a good sport and don't try to break any blocks on their way out, then you can give them quite the run for their money when they come back from being AFK. But hey, it's not lethal, and overall it's just some harmless fun to pull on your friends. Number 18. Now, Minecraft and pranks are almost synonymous. If you just give me a moment, I'll show you what this one is like as soon as I log into the server. Any moment now, I'm sure it's gonna happen, or maybe not, because as you can see here, by using custom map art, we can actually make a fully functional loading screen prank. Now look, there are some downsides that make this a pretty tough prank to pull off condition-wise. Like if you build it at spawn, you actually spawn within an area of a certain point instead of just a single certain block. However, if you put it next to something more precise like a bed or a respawn anchor, then you're able to get it a little closer to comfort. In my mind, this goes down as one of the best bait and switches in the game. Number 19. Now, it's nothing new to Minecraft that people make one-to-one scale models of different places on our actual Earth. But with that being said, I've seen way less people take on building map art of an actual map. This makes for a pretty good surprise for anyone expecting it to be a regular map. They step closer, and oh, it's Hawaii. So for someone like me who doesn't actually have the building chops to put my real world hometown into Minecraft, then this is the next best thing to put in it actually in your Minecraft game. What's the practicality? I just can't say, but is it gonna look cool? Well, that's indisputable. And with that, folks, chart out that subscribe button down below and have a good one, alright?